Well, folks, it turns out that we got some ranting to do. So welcome back to Monday Night Rants number 5. And believe me, folks, there's been a lot of things to get pissed off about and rant. So, how you doing, geeks?
Oh my God. Well, let's see. We've had an assassination attempt and we had a coup on the sitting president. And don't anybody try to tell me that wasn't a fucking coup. Once the money dried up and they knew they couldn't win with Biden, they're so fucking TDS. They have to fucking usurp him with Kamala Harris. And we don't even know if she's going to be the nominee. I mean, she dropped out in 19 before Iowa.
Yep. And not only that, folks, we also are going to rant about the Olympics with their disgusting satanic debaucherous display. So, yeah. We're going to go first
I'm going to say this, and I don't say this very often, Orange Hand, but Jesus Christ, do you people not realize there are 2.4 billion fucking Christians in this damn world? I happen to be one of them, and you dishonored one of our most sacred stories, the Last Supper, and Da Vinci's painting. I'm going to say this. Fuck you, France. Next time you get invaded, don't fucking call us.
Yeah. So, remember, folks, rules of the rants, no personal drama, keep on topic, respect other panels. Violators of these three will face expulsion. If you want to join using the comment in the chat or in the live chat, there is a link to join right here. Now, also, but yes, the Olympics, we'll start with the Olympics because the other two things are mostly connected. But yeah, the Olympics, a lot of people are saying, oh, it was a parody of the Feast of Dionysus or the celebration of Dionysus or whatever. Here's the thing. The, what's her name? Fucking butch lady, the fat chick in the middle with the Baphomet dress. She put it on her Instagram, folks. And I have shared this on social media. So check out my social media. Follow me on my Twitter, my Facebook, and other stuff. And you will find this stuff there. And, well, she called it the New Gay Testament. So, while the Olympic Committee and the organizers of this said events said it was never our intent to disrespect any religious organization, you're full of shit. You are full of shit. You knew this was going to cause a reaction. You knew this was going to cause a reaction. You knew this was going to stir up some fucking problems. You knew this was going to freaking piss a lot of people off. You all are saying, oh, this was a celebration of acceptance and whatnot. No. You knew what you were doing. You did it. This isn't about acceptance. This is about thumbing your nose at religious institutions and people who seek or who have faith in a higher power. And by the way, you wouldn't do any of this about the Muslim religion.
No, they would never have done an interpretation of the walk to Mecca.
Nope. You wouldn't do any of this to the Buddhist religion. You wouldn't do any of this to the Hindu religion. No, you chose to do it to the one religion that the world is most likely to mock because, oh, it's mostly white people who are Catholic or Christian. Well, guess what?
No.
We waged crusades, motherfucker. Do you really want to push us to the point where we rate or where Catholics and Christians wage another one? I'm pretty sure you don't want that.
Okay, I want to say something here. I am Catholic. I was baptized Catholic. I wasn't baptized as a child. I did it as an adult. It was my choice.
Yeah.
and you insulted the Last Supper. I told my wife, I have never done this in my life. I swear to God. But I told my wife, I'm boycotting the Olympics. I'm like, no fucking way. No fucking way.
I was thinking about watching it. I mean, I was hoping Caitlin Clark would have actually been in the Olympic basketball team, but especially after she and the All Stars whooped their ass in the All Star game. But the thing is, folks, I'm glad she isn't, because she is a Christian. She would have been exposed to that shit, and I'm willing to bet she would have had something to say about it.
Hey, did you notice, Orange Hat, the Brazilian doing sign language, the Jesus
Yes,
thing?
I do believe there was a Brazilian who was a Christian who
yeah, you don't understand. We're not all white people.
Yeah. It isn't all just white folks. I mean, look at South America. They got the biggest freaking statue of Jesus, Christ the Redeemer. And you're telling me that it's mostly white people.
Africa, if you look at it, can be legitimately debated, was the birth of Christianity.
Yes, Africa was. And get this, folks. Everybody's like, well, Jesus is black. Do you worship black Jesus or white Jesus? Jesus isn't neither black nor white. He was neither black nor white. If you look at the area of where he was born and look at the natives of the people who were there. He is Middle Eastern. Yes, he would have a slightly darker complexion than me.
Okay. You know what? I don't give a fuck. He's the son of God, the son of man. I believe in that. That's all that freaking matters. I don't got time to worry about what his appearance was. I'm concerned. My interest is the message. And when people talk about Christians, I want to quote from Matthew. Do not think I came to bring peace to the world. I didn't come to bring peace. I brought a sword. I will put brother against brother. And there's more to it, but I'm a little too tired.
But the thing is, folks, you don't mock God because you will reap what you sow. I believe that was in
Galatians.
Galatians, yeah. The point is, folks, when people ask me, well, which Jesus do you believe in? There isn't more than one Jesus. There's just Jesus. I believe in Jesus and God.
I believe in the Son of God. Which Jesus do you believe in? I believe in Jesus as the Son of God.
The white one. Yeah, it's like, I believe in Jesus. Whether he's black, white, Middle Eastern, I don't care if or last time I checked, he was a Jew. But yet I still believe in him. Now, folks, I may not be a practicing Catholic, but I still pray. I haven't done First Communion. I haven't done confirmation or any of that. Much to the chagrin of my family members. But you know what? My relationship with God is on a personal level. I don't usually discuss it, nor will I go any further than what I have said. But the fact that the Olympics pushed that and stuff, and then they apologize saying it was never our intent to insult, you're not forgiven.
No.
This accountability needs to happen. Accountability needs to start happening. The people involved, fire them.
Yes.
You do that, if you do that, you will take the first steps towards possible forgiveness.
Well, did you also notice, Orange Ant, that a lot of people are, it's being successfully boycotted, but more than that, advertisers have been like, oh no.
Yep, they pulled. Yep, advertisers pulled out, and that's why the Olympics on YouTube pulled the opening celebrations.
Yeah, because they were trying to pull it under copyright, but unfortunately, you can find anything on the internet. You just got to look deep enough.
The internet is eternal, folks. It's all over X, and they won't remove it. So the IOC committee is now striking anybody who plays the opening ceremonies. Anybody who shows a clip, they get strikes.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to show them. But I did show a little bit of it during last night's reporting on it with the weekly recap. But yeah, folks, I'm not going to buy their bullshit lies. I'm sick and tired of religion and people's beliefs being mocked simply because, I mean, folks, we could do this all day. I could list off a litany of mocking terminology for Jewish people, for Muslims, for even atheists and whatnot. I mean, I could go down a whole freaking litany, but I'm not going to, because I will take the high road. And what I will say is, may God forgive you in time if you seek redemption.
Hey, I'm a Marine. Forgiveness is between them and God. I'm just arranging meetings.
Yeah, just don't say that on here again.
No.
I mean, we're not condoning violence here.
Look, I haven't been in the service a long time. It's not like I'm going anywhere or bullshit.
Best way to say it is in past tense.
It was a term we used to use all the time.
Just next time use it in past tense. I just arranged the meeting.
Well, I thought it was in past tense. I apologize. I was trying to make it that way. So I apologize it didn't come off that way. But yes, it was meant to be in past tense.
Moving on to the next topic, though. We had the assassination attempt on Trump a couple weeks back. And folks, some new stuff is coming out. And I have put a source here from Black Conservative Perspective, his video, in which the Secret Service, they had pictures of this man when he was under their counter sniper positioning. There's been other videos that have been leaked that show that people were warning them ahead of time, and they did nothing. They had text messages an hour ahead.
I saw that same video. I love Greg. I love Greg. I absolutely love him.
And folks, this is deeply disturbing because it suggests that the Secret Service allowed the assassination attempt to go forward. They wanted it to happen. That's what it's suggesting.
Let me explain something to you. I put this tweet out, and I put it out on my Facebook. Any leader worth their salt in that position of power, like what's her fucking name is that finally resigned?
Cheadle. Yeah, Cheadle.
Yeah. She should have immediately gone on the phone with the president or walked into his office and said, Mr. President, the candidate against you was almost assassinated. I failed in my duties. You will have my resignation and warning. That is what a fucking leader does. You've fallen short. You don't get. Okay, I have seen heads roll in the military 20 years for a fucking. I watched a woman who was going to get a star. She's going to become a brigadier general, but she was abusing her authority and making airmen, like 1 and 2 stripers, go out and like mow her lawn and get her shit from the dry cleaners. And of course, they're not going to say no to a full bird colonel. She had a line for a star. You know why she didn't get it? Because my commanders, because she was the wing commander, my company commander, his secretary got over to the base commander, which is also the wing commander, and the general and the colonel trying to get ahead of that. And then within a day, she's gone. You know, you don't, you know, when you have fuck up. Let me tell you another one, Orange Hat. Did you ever hear the story in the Air Force where we flew unauthorized nukes over the?
You told me about that, yes.
Yeah, exactly. Boom, heads rolled. And, you know, this proved exactly what Trump said in the first rally. Biden never fires any fucking body.
No, he doesn't. But staying back on the topic, getting back on topic, it seems that this new evidence that is coming out, the person who owned the phone got it back from the FBI and they released the footage.
Yeah, I saw this one.
Yeah, it seems that the Secret Service wanted this to happen. Now, I'm not saying, folks, I am going to clarify this right now. I am not saying that is the case. I am saying it seems like it. Now, before we let me finish, please.
No,
before we go, or I am going to go down this rabbit hole a little bit. If it is true that the Secret Service wanted Donald Trump dead, and they let this happen, there is a very good chance he ain't making it to November 5th. There is or at least the results are not going to go his way. This man survived an assassination that I believe they didn't want to have fail. He was supposed to be killed, according to some speculation. And Biden was going to use or do a little eulogy and disparage Trump as he eulogized him, and then blame the right for far-right conspiracy and shit because, he's registered Republican. We've already ranted about that, folks. Your political registration doesn't mean shit. And here's why. To give you guys full context, I'm going to have to point it out here. You know how many Democrats voted for Nikki Haley in the Republican primary this year?
A lot.
Lots of them. Yeah, a lot of them, because they didn't want Trump.
Yeah, remember that campaign? I'm sorry, Orange Chat. I gotta say this because I remember the same thing. They were telling Democrats to switch Republican for a day so they could go into the closed primaries and vote for Nikki Haley. Yes, I very much remember that.
Yep. And so there is that, folks. And Kimberly Cheadle held on to power as long as she could until the outbursts and the politics and all that stuff got too heavy for her. And they told her, you're either going to resign or we are going to make an effort to force you out. Now, the problem with the Biden administration is Trump said it perfectly during debate. He doesn't fire anybody. Exactly. He doesn't fire anybody. I'm sorry, if there was a debate going on, because Trump is not going to debate Kamala right now, and they're all saying that he's a chicken, he's a coward and stuff. He doesn't know who he's debating because she's not even technically the delegate or the delegate nominee, rather.
Okay, I want to say this.
All right,
he did not agree to those terms to debate Harris. He agreed to those terms with Biden. Biden's out. Those terms are null and void.
Yep.
Fuck the left. No. Now, yes, she's going to look. They gave Biden, we all saw the debate. They gave Biden the safest platform and the way.
Let me see it, or CNN. You can't get much more left.
other than MSNBC.
Well, yeah,
No,
MSNBC.
I agree. I agree with what I've heard on some of the other stuff. They're trying to paint him as a coward, and the guy who has that black guy who has that white hair all up here.
Oh yeah, I call him the human Q-tip.
Yeah, I don't know who he is. He's like, oh, Trump's a punk. He wants to be. It's like he doesn't even know if she's going to be there. We don't even know. It's like she secured the delegates. So did Biden. And how did that work out? Look, let's cut the shit. This was a coup. And if anything I can say, I imagine it went something like this. Nancy Pelosi, because I heard this and I was like, this is the most believable thing I can think of. Nancy Pelosi walked in and said, you're done, you're out. It's going to be the easy way or the hard way. Translation, you foreign your sword, and we get the left-wing media to treat you like a hero and say this was the American people, or they were going, or she was going to go tell Harris invoke the 25th Amendment, because they don't care about the American people. They care about power.
Yeah. And the folks, again, yes, this was a coup. People are calling Kamala Harris Kumala Harris because she staged, or the government staged a coup against Joe Biden because they said, if you don't step out of this race right now, if you seek re-election, we will invoke the 25th. And, well, they don't want to invoke the 25th. But here's the thing. Kamala Harris and the Democrats have backed themselves into a corner. They are, or as I have said, they are in a lose-lose situation. With Kamala Harris, after the honeymoon period of the switchover and whatnot, her record is going to be shown.
Yep.
And she has nothing to stand on. That is why they keep on pushing the identity politics, calling Trump a coward, calling Trump a racist and all that stuff. And that is all they have to go on. Because if they go on policy, if Trump gets on a stage to debate Harris, she is
he'll mop the floor with her.
Yep, she will. Or all he needs to do is repeat most of the things that Tulsi Gabbard said about her. She's done.
Yeah, here's the thing. Here's the thing also, Orange Hat. This is one thing I've noticed about Kamala Harris. When she can't answer a question that ain't scripted, she starts doing that cackling laugh. Dude, that's a fucking tell that you're nervous and you don't know what you're doing. That is 101 right there.
Yep. But moving back to my point, folks, they love to say, oh, they installed Kamala Harris. She never received one political vote for the nominee position. No. She didn't get any of that. The DNC hasn't started yet. It starts in August. And the side that loves to say, oh, democracy, 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 we love democracy. Donald Trump is an existential threat to democracy. Donald Trump took a bullet for democracy, folks. Donald Trump...
No, he took a bullet for the Republic.
He took a bullet for the Republic, yes, but he took a bullet also for the democratic process of voting.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure we clear that up.
And yet, what did Kamala Harris and all of them do? They said, fuck democracy. We are staging a coup. We are removing him on his own, or we are going to make him remove himself, and we are installing a new candidate so that the war chest can go to her. So here's the thing. They're challenging that. Trump and his lawyers are challenging this and bringing it to court so that she can't have the war chest, because the war chest went to Biden, Harris, not Harris and some other person who else or who she's going to choose and whatnot. I cannot wait for the DNC to kick off I wish it would actually have kicked off sooner than what they have planned.
This is
Because
going to be so fun.
they're going to say all these protesters are violent and they're right-wing extremists. All those protesters in Chicago are left-wingers.
Yes.
Right-wingers are not in Chicago. And any of
No,
them
no,
who
no,
are,
no. I'm going to say
any
this.
of them who are in their homes trying to make or at work or trying to make a living for the families.
All right. I want to tell you this. I'm an Illinoisan by birth. Now, I grew up down south during the near St. Louis, so I could see the arch. I know all about Chicago. Oh my Lord. I thought it was bad in the 90s. Holy shit balls.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, folks.
Well, what's her platform? Harris's platform is saying, well, I'll sign into law bringing back Roe v. Wade. No, you won't. You won't be able to do that because the Supreme Court already said it's back at the states. And that means even on the off chance it passes the majority in the House, and I know how the House works, I know how the Senate works. I don't think the Senate would want to do the filibusters, so you're going to need 60 votes. It ain't going to fucking happen.
You need 66, actually. You need 2/3.
I thought we just needed 60 for those kind of votes. No, we're not talking about a constitutional amendment.
Oh, right.
Yeah, we're not talking about a constitutional amendment. I'm just talking about a law, and unless the Democrats want to eliminate the filibuster. Oh yeah, how'd that work out for them when they did it with the courts? And the Republicans were like, okay, we'll do it with the Supreme Court.
Yep. Well, here's another thing, folks. When it comes to the whole abortion thing, I am going to get medieval on y'all. A lot of people always say it should never be up to a man. Question for you all. Small biological question for you. How did the baby making batter get into the female body? Because all abortions are due to unexpected pregnancies or pregnancies that they are unwanted and whatnot. So they definitely didn't go to a fertility clinic and get artificially inseminated and then decide later on I want an abortion. No, that would have been a lot of waste of money. So these are all unexpected. And the man and whatnot. Now, me personally, I side with Trump. When it comes to abortions, safe, legal, rare, life of the mother, incest or rape. Now, yes, it is still terminating a life. I acknowledge that. It is still a life being ended. However, if a couple conceive a child and the woman is like, I didn't really want a baby right now, the father, if they are a couple, or he has a right to, he has a say in the future of that life because he helped create it. Now, a lot of people are going to say, well, you're taking away the rights of a female. No, you are ensuring the rights of the unborn. You are ensuring the human rights of the unborn. Now, folks, they are saying, or if a lot of people will say, well, you are forcing a woman to give birth to a baby she didn't want.
Well, we didn't force her to have sex.
Hold on. they conceive the child together. They can talk it over and see if they can come to a consensus. Whether or not they choose A, to have the baby, or B, to not have the baby, at least the father had a say. At least the father had a say.
I need to say something, Orange Chat. My daughter, and this is very personal. My daughter, she was with a man. She cheated on him with 2 other guys. She's got pregnant. My grandson is now 3 years old, and I get 2 weeks with him, which has been fantastic for the day. We've gotten him alone. But I told my daughter, and I'm not going to apologize for this. Everybody else knew she was pregnant but me, but I could read the writing on the wall because I know how to read nonverbals. And I finally called her, and she's just half as. I'm like, Trisha, just tell me you're pregnant. She goes, I'm pregnant. I'm like, all right, do you know who the father is? She goes, no. I'm like, okay. And then we moved on from there. I don't have time for that kind of shit. Because trust me, I did a lot worse and I dodged a lot more bullets. But my daughter did a lot of bad things, but other than the fact she's still pretty spazzy, she had a good time. She's taking my son, who kind of shut down. I think he got overwhelmed, and he's excited to go 2 weeks with a sissy. So...
Yeah. But moving away from that, as that is personal drama.
No, it's not drama. It's
personal stuff, dude. That's personal stuff. That's something I don't really want to put on. Because, I mean, if you're a dog piece of shit.
Okay, I got it. I didn't know that was an issue. No problem. I won't bring anything like that. No. I won't bring anything like that. This is your channel. It's your rules.
All right. But yeah, getting back to our topic, with all of this stuff, how they want to make all these arguments and such, abortion, those are my thoughts on it. But getting back to the DNC and how they basically overthrew democracy, even though they claim to be the party of democracy. They have no respect for the democratic process. Everybody wanted Joe Biden to run, not Kamala, Joe Biden. 14 million people voted for Biden to be on the Democratic ticket. So, sorry, Kamala, but you need, or until you are confirmed at the DNC, there isn't going to be a scheduled debate because they don't know who the fuck the damn nominee is going to be. And that is something they made clear. So whenever the people on the mainstream media, the shills for the Democrat Party, the corporate media that is no longer a free press but a slave press for the Democrat Party, whenever they say, oh, Trump is a coward, Trump is a pussy, Trump is this, Trump is a punk. No, they are doing the right thing by not putting forth a scheduled debate. And NB, or this guy, he's right. That agreement was for Biden, not Kamala. And
exactly. They let's be honest, Orange Chat, that entire first debate, they made everything to be in favor of Biden. We all know it. And they didn't think Trump would agree to it. And he's like, okay, I'll do it.
He's the one who was calling for it.
Yeah, exactly. So, and people saying we're scared of her. Okay, first off, I'm going to say this right now, and I want to make this very clear. She ain't black. I've been to some of the barbecues. She ain't black.
Indian.
She does not represent black culture. She is a California liberal valley girl, half Jamaican, half Indian.
Yeah. Now,
They're going to play identity politics. I'll play identity politics. I don't have time for playing the old school, oh, shucks, Republican shit. No, I'm a Marine. I get in the weeds. And I'm going to call it like I see it.
Yep. Now, we got a comment. Hey, Hardware. There's an author I follow on Twitter that's a neo-pagan, okay? And even he was offended by the Paris Olympic ceremony, in part because of how they depicted Dionysus. That's the thing. Did they actually state unequivocally that they were performing the Feast of Dionysus?
You know,
I want that confirmed. I want that confirmed, yes or no. Because as far as I'm concerned, it was a mockery of the Last Supper, thanks to Broad Butch or whatever her name is on Instagram, the woman in the middle, who said it's the gay New Testament.
I don't know. As for much as I was in the 90s, I loved Greek history. I don't remember the Feast of Dionysus. I'm not sure what.
He is the god of party and celebration.
Yeah, he's the god of wine. No, I know he's the god of wine and partying. What I'm saying is, I just don't see how you can do that, because I don't remember stories like that, and I read a lot of Greek mythology. And it, as far as anybody's concerned, it looked like the Last Supper.
I mean, yes, there is rare times in which Dionysus is painted blue in pictures, folks. But what was depicted on that was nothing but sinful debauchery and outright mockery. In my opinion, and the opinion of billions of others. And unfortunately, the Vatican didn't open up their fucking mouths when they should have. I'm sorry, Your Holiness, but when you hear an outcry as big as that, you should be one to listen and also share your opinion.
All right, I want to say something real quick. I am a baptized Catholic. I went through catechism. I did that by choice in my 20s. And I'm ashamed of the Catholic Church for not coming out and condemning.
Many other Catholic parishes and whatnot, worlds over, including France, condemned it. The Vatican has not yet.
Yeah, that's the point. They haven't.
Be ashamed of the Vatican, not the Catholic religion.
No. I'm not ashamed of the Catholic religion. Sorry. I'm not ashamed of the Catholic religion. I'm ashamed of the Pope and the Vatican for not openly decrying this. Mm-hmm. And for anybody who says we're snowflakes, look, we have been, as Christians, beat the fuck up. I can't even think how many times. And you've been so open about it. You got a lot bolder. And I'm going to say this. You crossed the Rubicon. If I know what crossing the Rubicon means. If you don't, look at the fuck up.
Yeah.
because Christians are done with this shit. We're tired of our religion being mocked.
I mean, yeah, folks, we are, or no, I am not advocating for violence right now.
No.
But to give you all some idea on how gallant and warrior-like the Catholic Church and Christians can be, there was a lovely event. I wouldn't say it's lovely, but it was definitely bloody, called the Verdict of Verdun. A river that flowed red for days because 4,000 pagans were slaughtered for not joining the Catholic Church and accepting Christian rule. That was during the Crusades and whatnot. And then there was also the year 1527. And now if you all, or if any Catholic knows their history, Catholic history, the year 1527 is etched in their minds as one of the greatest defenses of Christianity and Catholicism, even though it did fail, ever to be recorded, where the 189 Swiss Guard defended the Holy City against thousands of people or thousands of invaders. It was the sacking of Rome. They did not run. They did not turn and flee. No. They fought. They died. Now, a small contingent of them did get the Pope out of there, thankfully, at the time. But this was basically equivalent to the Spartan 300 against the Persians at Thermopylae. This was a moment that shows just how how strong their convictions were. Fighting for God, essentially. And that they would not be, or that they would not stand down in the face of blasphemous tyranny. Even though the king did not, or the Spanish king did not give them any, or those rogues who sacked Rome, any orders, they did so in defiance of that king. I believe it was Charles V. So yes, Orange Hat, I found quotes by Thomas Jolly, who designed the Olympic ceremony. Look up the Guardian article. Olympic Last Supper scene was in fact based on paintings of the Greek gods, say art experts. Okay, if that is indeed the case, fine. But but the problem was that that little runway bit that they showed was too damn freaking resembling of the Last Supper. And it also doesn't stop the fact that their golden child in the middle, that big fat Jabba the Hutt chick, was calling it the New Gay Testament. Now, folks, I get it. If that was their whole thing with Greek, or if that was a Greek expression of the Feast of Dionysus, fucking fine. But they knew exactly what they were doing with the cinematography and the cameraman and all that other display. They knew what they were doing. You can't tell me they didn't, because their freaking head of that freaking woman, who was quite robust, was saying it's the New Gay Testament. Two things can be true at once. It was based on the Feast of Dionysus, and it was also done to mock the Catholic and Christian religion.
Yeah.
People need to understand that multiple things can be true at once.
I don't think people understand that concept, but Orange Hat, most people are critical thinkers. They don't think about that. Yeah, I mean, okay, fine. You were doing a drag show of the Dionysus stuff. Okay, fine. But you did what was blatantly obvious to
Many
I
people.
don't know how many people around the world, but I even saw the same thing. I'm like, you're dishonoring one of our religion's,
Most iconic events.
yeah, the Last Supper. You're mocking Da Vinci's depiction of the Last Supper. And we're just supposed to be Christians and say, oh, take it. Well, what if those countries over there that are Islam and you did this and they interpreted it as a walk to Mecca? You wouldn't have a fucking Olympics right now.
I mean, put me in charge of the fucking Olympic or the Olympic opening ceremonies next time. And if they are ever shown in fucking Iran or whatever, maybe have the Olympics in Iran. Yeah. And get this. We are going to put on a show in which people in turbans and robes and other shit, and we're going to put fake fucking goats up there, and we're going to freaking, have a feast called the Feast of the Goat Orgy or whatever. I mean, if you really want to fucking go there, if you really want to fucking move the goalpost and all that other shit and say, oh, it was based on the Feast of Dionysus. And, well, yeah, it's the New Gay Testament. Okay, then we're going to fucking mock you guys. We're going to fucking mock you guys. And you know what? You want to do the whole LGBTQ shit? Fine. We're going to show all of that shit. This is what the LGBTQ thing is all about. And we are going to show the most disgusting and debaucherous shit. What you all want in our schools. And we are going to say, yes, this is what the world wants right now. They want kids who are underage, 10 years old, giving blowjobs to adults. They want, they want kids to basically, they want it allowed to be molested. They want all of this shit. This is the debauchery of the LGBTQ. Let's have that as a fucking Olympic opening ceremony. Hey, what's good for the goose is good for the fucking gander.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Look, I grew up in the 80s and 90s. I know, like you know what? I am a Christian. I am a conservative. I 100% stood behind the LGB. Hands down, I was totally, as a Christian, I felt they deserved that equality. And if you were going to call it a sin, okay, then that's between them and God. I'm not allowed to judge per the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
So I support it. And you know what? I got my ass kicked a couple of times. This is not the community I fought for. This is not the community my wife fought for. My wife said she had seen a video on TikTok. Sorry about my voice being hoarse, but she said this bisexual woman came up and said, "Where are the bisexuals?" And then, I've seen other videos in some of the documentaries about the trans people. And it's like, I know people now who are gay, bi, whatever. Doesn't fucking matter. They're like, I'm just gay, I'm just lesbian, I'm just bi. It's like, if I come out now, they try to tell me I'm trans.
Yep.
And you should have seen the fear in their eyes. They are not happy. That's why I'm behind Gays Against Groomers.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Folks, if you want people to be accepted, then they need to stop trying to force people to accept them.
Yeah.
They need to learn to live alongside them without the and they also need to be willing to compromise. That is the problem with many of these movements and shit. They are not willing to compromise. No, they want their demands met, period. That ain't how the world works. You sit down at the table, you freaking negotiate, you come to a compromise, there you go. But no, that is the problem. They are uncompromising in their beliefs, and they believe that they need to be superior and have these special privileges. Not rights, privileges. And I'm sorry, that's not the way the world works. Nobody is going to fucking roll over for you, no matter how many laws you pass to try to piss people off, like Gavin Newsom, which I'm actually going to use to segue over to this next topic. We all saw the video that Elon Musk shared, in which a person put up an AI joke of Kamala Harris saying how she won the nominee and how Joe was exposing the senility and whatnot. And everybody got a good laugh, except for Kamala Harris, who took massive offense to it because, well, anybody who is, or if there's a grain of truth to it, obviously it's going to upset somebody. So Gavin Newsom said stuff like this should be illegal. And just so you guys know, I will be drafting a law to outlaw it in the state of California. And Elon Musk has been going savage.
Oh, yeah, it's been beautiful, hasn't it, Orange Hat?
He's like, dude, suck on these, or let me take it up with that guy, I believe his name, or Dr. Sug on these nuts.
Yeah, that guy. And he said, parody is legal.
Yeah, parody is legal, dude, according to the executive here, that his name is Sug on these nuts. But yeah, I mean, or freaking when he's been trolling Newsom for a bit, dude. Newsom's like, Elon Musk bent the knee. And Elon just basically replied, you never got off your knees.
You know, here's the thing. Twitter has, X. I'm going to respect the change in pronouns. You see where I went there. And it's been so much nicer.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's been, and they're like, oh, well, they spread hate, propaganda, misinformation. I'm like, no, it's called free speech, you dumb fucks. It's your fucking job to look up and find out if the motherfucker's telling the truth or not.
Yep.
I'm sorry, but you know, one thing I learned first, you know, I was an IT guy and I got my bachelor's in IT. One thing I learned was, I remember first thing I was told was, don't use Wiki as a source unless you can verify that source. And I remember being in this class and everybody is doing the Wikipedia version. And I'm the guy who scrolled down to like second page and pulled something up and looked at it and I said, well, and he goes, y'all use Wikipedia. He actually did research.
Yeah. I mean, another thing, folks, Google. Fuck Google, by the way.
Oh God, fuck you. Hey, sorry. My apologies.
And the reason why I say this, before you jump the gun, is because Google is attempting to erase history. They are erasing any sort of effort to have Donald Trump relevant. You try typing up Donald Trump assassination to see if it comes up. You have to type it out all the way. You also have to, merely typing up Donald Trump got Kamala Harris news on Google. I'm sorry, but I do believe that is a violation that can involve civil liability in a court.
I think that would also be election interference because
it is.
Yeah, and I saw Elon Musk brought it up, and I'm like, okay, I'm a guy who goes, and I'm like, okay, let me check it out. I'm like, and I took a screenshot, and I said, this is my screenshot. No, assassination attempt Donald Trump wasn't even on anything on the main first letter. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
You got an overbite, buddy?
Huh?
I got an overbite. I was just asking.
No, that was me yawning. Yeah, that was me yawning. And yes, I do got a small overbite. But I just find that a lot of this shit is infuriating, folks. I never thought that I would live in a time. I mean, there have been times where I have said I feel like I was born in the wrong time, where I wish I could have been born in, like, I don't know, the 60s or the 50s or some, in an older time, because I am more proper in many ways. I mean, yes, what you see here is also me unfiltered, but and when I'm in a different setting, you will notice a different orange hat. And so yes, I can be proper. I can be well mannered and whatnot. But here, I do not hold back, especially on Mondays and Fridays. Or other days, I will hold back because, well, yeah. But this, it's like, I'm sorry. What Google is doing is election interference, and I do believe that Donald Trump should take the heads of Google to court.
I agree.
For what they are doing is election interference, and it is illegal. I find Yandex to be the latest or least censored and most accurate search index. Yes, it's Russian, but I wouldn't trust it for info about Putin and such. It's pretty accurate for U.S. information, though. Is it accurate for U.S. information, or is it accurate for U.S. information that the Russians want you to know? Is it unbiased?
I don't think
then
so.
It's not trustworthy.
Government-run media.
Yeah, I'm sorry, folks, but I am not going to trust fucking Russia or Russian search engine.
Yeah, look, listen, Orange Hat, I don't know your family's military background. I don't know. I
Mostly
think,
Army, a couple Marines.
Yeah, I'm
World War II
Marine,
vets.
I'm a retired airman, so trust me, I know all about this shit.
Both parents served in the Army, so yeah.
Had some wonderful.
Didn't see combat; they were MPs.
Actually, if you don't mind me doing a slight segue here, just on a personal note, I used to have these dreams where I was still back in. And then I finally was able, this is kind of a PTSD thing. I never set boots on the ground in Afghanistan. My wife did. And yes, she stayed behind the wire. She came back. Yes, I know I would have stayed behind the wire, but I never set my boots on the ground. So I kind of, I go to therapy and I was kind of like, I started my way. I was like, I never got to go over. I felt like I was left behind. I mean, it may sound stupid to some people, but when you spend 20 years in the service and 19 of them in 2 wars, you expect to go over at some point. And that didn't happen. Sorry. I know that was a little depressing, but kind of wanted to get that little bit off my chest.
Yeah.
But when it comes to classified stuff, Orange Hat, when they were doing the classified hoax, I knew it was bullshit because I saw the pictures of the documents. I'm like, oh, this is bullshit.
Yeah.
I worked on those things for like 15 years. I know how portion markings work. I know how top bottoms work. I know everything about that shit. And I was like, this is fucking bullshit.
Yeah. Folks, we're hitting the hour here, so yeah. Um, all the shit that's going on, while it does infuriate me, I do have faith. I have faith that things will turn out as they are meant to turn out. I believe that what happened on July 13th happened for a reason. A psychotic reason for many or many would think it's a psychotic reason, but it is by the grace of God that Donald Trump is alive. He was shot in the head. No matter what anybody tries to say, FBI just confirmed it was a bullet that struck him. And The View and all use or those psychotic diaper wearing bitches on The View can try to say that he wasn't shot or we don't know what hit him and other people on MSDNC and all those others, they can claim the same thing. Oh, he did, or how do we know it wasn't part of the teleprompter or whatever that hit his ear?
Because I didn't hear glass shatter.
Glass didn't shatter and it didn't go everywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
Not to mention,
look, I spent enough time shooting.
Not to mention there are photos of the event afterward, and they are still intact. So yeah, folks. Good to see you, Conroy Riker.
Orange Hat, I want to say this one thing before you turn off. I want to give honor, and I'm sorry I can't remember his name at the moment.
Corey Competor?
Yes, the fireman who gave his life for his wife and children. Folks, women, that's what a real man is. When we get married, our life means less. When we have children, our life means even lesser. All we care about is them. We'll go to prison, we'll die for them, and, well, we'll do a few other things, but that would get Orange Hat censored.
Yeah.
I'll leave it there.
Yeah, thank you. But yeah, folks, that is, I ranted about as much as I need to tonight. Tomorrow, I am going to be doing my last of the horror theme for July, and I am going to spend the rest of the night thinking up a theme for August for the theme streams. Wednesdays, twice a month, or August has the 1s and 2s as Kill Bill Volumes 1 and 2 with Jade Shadow on her channel. Wednesdays, they're going to be in the latter half of the month, and it's going to be G.I. Jane and Quick and the Dead for the singles exclusively on X on Thursdays.
Nice. Good movies.
So, yep. It's basically female-led without wokeness.
Yeah.
So, that plus Orange Hat or Uncensored on Fridays. Tuesday nights is Barroom Podcast. Tomorrow night, we are also going to be talking about the Olympics over there as well. It's going to be on Society Reviews channel at 9 p.m. So tune in if you want. Sunday is the weekly recap where me and Nerd with Cigar Kate or Ambassador will do our streams and whatnot, and or where we talk about topics throughout the week that are entertainment oriented. And yeah, other than that, Monday Night Rants at 9 p.m. And that will be all. Thank you to everybody who are tuned in. And yeah, Hardwick, Conroy, Vanya, and B, and well, me, yeah. And everybody on X, thank you all for tuning in as well. If you want to support the best way to support me, I'm trying to get to 2,000 subs on YouTube. If I can get to 2,000 subs, it'll be freaking worth it. If I can get to 2025 subs before 2025, before New Year's, I will do a special thing for my viewers and fans and whatnot. So 2025 by 2025. Also, liking the video, sharing the content, sharing my channel. That's all I'm asking right now. If you guys have it in your heart to do that, I mean, I barely get likes, but likes are also appreciated. So, you know what? That's all I really ask for. I'm not in this for the money. I'm in this to help inform people. And I do have opinions. Sometimes they may be ignorant, sometimes they may be arrogant. However, I do not intend ego. Ego is something that I do not really have much of because, well, I'm not really that fucking smart. I only have to do my own, or I mostly have to do my own research in order to figure out shit. So, yeah, ego is not really something I take stock in. But yeah, thank you to everybody who tuned in. Y'all have a wonderful night. This has been Orange Hat, and always remember to stay humble. Have a good night. Peace.
Are you done? Are you done?